As confirmed last week, the GTA Definitive Edition Trilogy is official and will release before the end of this year. Whilst details are currently at a minimum, we know a few things about it, and maybe even a potential release date that we're going to be covering today. So let's kick this off with a quick recap of what we know officially so far. The GTA Definitive Edition Trilogy, featuring GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas, will release this year on all consoles, both current gen and last gen. So PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Series S, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and PC, with a mobile version also releasing early next year. We also know that all three games will be upgraded in terms of both visuals as well as gameplay, with it being said the games will all feature modern gameplay enhancements, while still maintaining the classic look and feel of the originals. So great news for both old and new players alike. As for old players like me, we're going to get to play these games again with better visuals and gameplay than ever, and great for new players who maybe haven't played the originals, as even by today's standards, these three games are still some of the best and most fun open world games ever made. And that's kind of where the official news ends, because other than it being said we'll get more information soon, we officially don't have much else to cover. But unofficially there is news, and I guess even leaks, that do give us a little more potential new info. One thing being the price. So online retailers briefly had the collection up for sale and were stating a full price release, which for example would be $70 for new gen and $60 for last gen in the US. Two ways to look at this, one being that the price is too steep considering these are 20-year-old games that have been released multiple times. The other way is that for that price you're actually getting 3 really good games, even by today's standards, and to be fair it's okay to look at it from either perspective. For those wanting a physical release, then the good news, as it looks like that is going to be a thing, so the games won't only be digital. The bad news is that according to reports, if you're a new gen, then a physical release for these versions won't be available until early next year. Whereas disc versions for PS4 and Xbox One are rumoured to release on December the 7th. So December the 7th there for a potential physical release for last gen, but that doesn't necessarily mean a digital release won't happen sooner, as the rumoured digital release, backed by several noteworthy online sources, say the expected release is actually November the 11th. So it could be November, could be December, either way not too far away, and hopefully we'll get concrete details either way on dates pretty soon. One other bit of info we also have, which actually came out before the collection was official, was that the game's trophy and achievement designs have been updated. Credit to GTA Forums user Allocator for the images, with full sets of images available for GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas. As you can see, the designs are not massively different from the originals, but still looking solid. It's also interesting to point out that it looks like the updated games will feature even more trophies than the previous versions. For example, the current version of San Andreas features 33 trophies, whereas the new version will instead feature 48. One new trophy that sticks out to me is actually this one, which yes is Bigfoot. Now, as any long-time GTA fans will probably know, Bigfoot has always been a big talking point in the old games. For years there were rumours and myths you could get him to appear in the original San Andreas, but Rockstar eventually confirmed he was never actually there. But does this trophy indicate he might make an appearance in the new version? Whilst the main thing for the new games appeared to be updated visuals and updated gameplay, it's not impossible that Rockstar add a thing or two as well. And maybe finally adding a Bigfoot Easter egg to the original San Andreas could be one of these things, which of course would be pretty badass. I guess we'll find out on the game's release. Very lastly, it was also announced that the current PS3 and PS4 versions of the 3 original games would be getting removed ahead of the new versions releasing, specifically being removed sometime this week. As of right now, the versions are still on PSN, but not for much longer, so if you haven't already and want to, then grab them whilst you can before they're gone for good. So share me your thoughts on today's GTA news in the comments section down below. Stay tuned for more like it coming to the channel soon. And until next time, this has been 101, and I will see you all on the next one.